Hello, thanks for joining me. On a recent weekend to see some friends in Bursa, we spent a lovely Sunday morning exploring a little bit of Uluabat Lake. This lake is situated in the northwest of Turkey and is located about 25 miles outside the city of Bursa. The lake features a few small islands, one of which is called Gölyazı, and it's where we visited on this day. We were hungry upon arrival and decided to get some breakfast at a restaurant. Initially, it looked like we were stepping into someone's house, but as we walked up to the top floor, we entered this little restaurant and had a full Turkish breakfast and enjoyed the views from above. The breakfast featured many Turkish kahvaltı staples like menemen, sucuk, cucumbers and tomato, roasted peppers, olives, cheese, a variety of jams. Oh, and of course there was tea. I can't forget the tea. Outside of the restaurant, there was a little stand set up selling homemade jams and preserved veggies, as well as a cooler with olives and a variety of cheese. But the most impressive thing was this white cat that the restaurant owner had. I couldn't believe how bright white and clean his fur was, and he had the brightest blue eyes. He was so cute and just happy as a clam, sitting in his lap and letting everyone pet him. I wish I could steal him and take him home with me. Down the street were vendors selling their goods, and I'm certain as weather warms, you'd see even more of them set up. As an ancient Greek village, there's also a Greek Orthodox church from the early 1900s. Inside, there were photos from decades past, giving the history of the village. The church now serves as a cultural center and is open to tourists, but at one time there was a sizable Greek population that lived here who actually utilized the church prior to the Greek and Turk population exchange that occurred shortly after the Greco-Turkish War of 1919. Near the lake, there was a massive tree that's estimated to be about 750 years old. Apparently this tree is called a weeping plane or oriental plane, and from what I can tell, it's a type of sycamore tree. were a large variety of birds in the area, but nothing shocked me more than these giant pelicans. It's really difficult to gauge their size in the video, but these were absolutely enormous. They were at least 3 to 4 feet tall, I'd say, and I've never in my life seen such large pelicans. I was probably way more in awe of them than I should have been, but it felt like I was looking at something out of Jurassic Park. The ones swimming in the water looked like small boats coming towards you. I was mesmerized. Fishing still plays an important role in the village, and was evidenced by this little fish market that was set up here. This is a freshwater lake, and it's connected to the Sea of Marmara to the north by a stream. Stray cats are plentiful in Turkey, and most are well fed by the locals. But these two were a bit on the scruffy side, and apparently they weren't in the best mood on this day. Walking around the island, you'll see plenty of little stands and restaurants selling all sorts of homemade goodies. Here they had some homemade noodles and bazlama. Around the island, these little red and white bracelets were hanging everywhere in the trees. From what I could gather, this is a Bulgarian tradition in springtime, but it's celebrated by other cultures as well. You're gifted a little bracelet beginning on March 1st until you see the first stork or tree blossom of the season, and then you remove it and tie it to a tree. It's meant to symbolize good health and luck, and I'm not an expert on this tradition, but I think it's really sweet, and it was fun to see how many people partook in the tradition. Too bad I didn't have one on this day because we spotted a few storks standing high above on the rooftops. Signs of spring were all over the island, from blossoming trees and blooming flowers. It was lovely to see the change with the promise of nicer days to come. Thank you so much for coming along on this little exploration of Gölyazı village. If you'd like to see more of life in Turkey, consider subscribing to my channel. I'll see you in another video soon. Thanks!